Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm hoping that we're going to get through the first half of this video. My lights keep flickering and they actually shut off at one point. There's like the third snowstorm this month. Yeah, this month going on outside right now. So yeah, let's just hope we can get through the fourth day of a full face week. And for the fourth day, I'll be doing a full face of Black Radiance. So I already went ahead and filled in my brows with their... okay, it doesn't have a name on it and I had to take the packaging off so I could use it. I'll know the name for the second half of the video, but I already filled in my brows. I'm just gonna go straight in with eyeshadow, and this is their Urban Identity Shadow Trio. So it's obviously not much that you can get out of this. You know, you won't be doing any cut crease. Actually, you probably could do a cut crease out of this, but this just screams, you know, easy for me to go to school, easy for me to go to work, easy. I have an infant and I'm not about that cut crease life, so yeah, let me just go ahead and see what we can whip up here. I did have another trio like this come from them in, I think, the Cocoa Teak subscription box. I never got around to trying that one, so this is the first time I'm trying their shadows. And I forgot to mention I'm using this shade right here. And then that darker brown just on the outer portion of my eye. I think it has glitter in it. Like, it looks like it has shimmer, not glitter. It looks like it's a shimmer shade in the pan, but on my eyes. And then this light shade for my lid. So this is their True Complexion Shine Control Primer. I did have one of their blurring primers, but I went ahead and got this one because, you know, that's what I like to hear, shine control. I'm pretty sure every primer I've tried so far this week has been some type of blurring primer, and you know, that's cute and all, but Facetune exists, you know. I really need a primer that's going to help my makeup, one, stay on, and my oil stay away. Would it be my video if there wasn't at least one smell test each brand? If I don't do a smell test, that's when you know something's off with me. So this primer has a sticky feel to it. That's usually a good thing because they're usually made that way so that they can hold on, like literally grip onto the makeup longer. So let's see how this goes. So for foundation, this is their Color Perfect Liquid Makeup Oil-Free Foundation in the shade Brownie. Let's see here. Liquid makeup applies smoothly and enhances the natural understones of the skin. Perfect for all skin types. All right, so it doesn't have a pump, but it comes with this spatula, so let's just go ahead and see how this is going to work for us today. So funny thing about this foundation, in yesterday's video I was like, you know, if you're talking about LA girls pro conceal, then most dark skin is going to use Fawn. If you're talking about MAC, everyone's going to be NW45. And in this foundation, I'm assuming that if you're dark skin, you're going to be in the shade Brownie, because the swatches online weren't really helping as far as picking out a shade. So I just, you know, looked for people who had reviewed it, and just about every single one of them used the shade Brownie, and I'm talking like 3 or 4 different skin tones use the shade Brownie. So I was just like, all right, I'm gonna just go with that shade, Brownie. I did come across someone who usually wears the same shade that I do in foundation who also wore Brownie, so I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna order that and see how that goes. So for concealer, this is their True Complexion Custom Concealer Fair to Light. I'm hoping this is one of those cases where, you know, since it's a brand that caters more towards people of color, that their fair to light is what, you know, commercial brands would consider medium to dark, hopefully. So I'm just gonna mix them both because why not at this point, you know. Hopefully a mixture of them both will help with balancing out the shade of this foundation. So speaking of snow, let's chat. Let's say it snowed and, you know, you shoveled your car out, and then you shoveled the whole area where you park your car so that when you come back, your car is, you know, ready to go for you to park. And then you get back from work, you know, wherever you were throughout the day, and you see that your neighbor has parked in the spot that you shoveled out. Would you be upset? especially since that neighbor just, you know, it's not like they're incapable of shoveling, they just chose to not shovel in front of their house and just took your parking spot. Like, what would you do? Let me know in the comments down below. Now to set that, I'm going to use their new, even says new on the packaging, True Complexion Loose Setting Powder. Is there a shade? Let's see here. I don't see a shade, it just says, I think there's only one shade. I opened the container and a whole whiff of it just went right down my throat, so I slightly can't talk right now. And to remove the excess powder and set my entire face, I'm going to use their new pressed powder in the shade Black Coffee. Now to contour, I'm going to use the good old True Complexion contour palette in medium to dark. Just look how beat up this thing is. Yeah, this isn't the actual brush that I usually use to contour, but I can't find that one, so, you know, gotta make do with what you got. I'm cracking up because it's just such a big brush, which I usually don't use, but it is kind of angled, so, you know, it kind of helps you get that shape when it comes to contouring, but it's just really big. And then just use the highlight from the same palette. Now they do have one of these palettes in a cream version, and I believe they have one that includes a blush, but the blush looks like Barbie pink type of blush, so I took a pass on that. I'm really annoyed right now. I just realized that I bought their Perfecting eyeshadow primer and I didn't use it. Cool. Alright, so the last thing that I have is their, let's see here, what are you? I can't see through the packaging that's on here. Perfect Tone Lip, nope. Perfect Tone HD Lip Sculptor in the shade Brown Sugar Babe. I also went ahead and threw in their Perfect Tone Matte Lip Cream in the shade, I don't know because it's not on the packaging. I've done a video on these before. I threw that on my lips as well, and that is pretty much it for my face. Funny thing is, when I said, you know, what brands do you guys want to see for this week, and a whole bunch of you were like Black Radiance, I was excited because they sell a shirt that says Black Beauty Matters, and I remember it was either in an email promotion or on their Instagram page that said spend more than $35 and you get the shirt for free. So I'm on the website just, you know, adding things to the bag like, it's an affordable brand and I'm about to get me a free shirt, and then I got there and it was nowhere to be found. So I was like, okay, maybe you have to purchase it, like that was a one-time thing, and now you have to purchase the shirt, which I would have done so I could wear it while I'm doing this video, but it wasn't there on their website anymore. So I guess that was like a one-time thing, which saddens me. I wanted it, but you know, it is what it is. So sorry, I just get really paranoid. The window's legit right there, and in this type of weather I always fear a tree is gonna come flying through. But it is 11:09, so I'm gonna go about my day and then come back so you can see how this held up on my face and give my thoughts on the entire brand. So I am back, and last time I looked at the mirror it was 7:37. I don't have my phone with me, but we're just gonna go with that, and this is what my face is looking like. Funny thing is, I sat down to edit the first part of this video, and that is when I noticed that you can't see the other side. I'm not crazy. I don't just have, you know, like one little pigtail over here. There's two, you know, the way that it's knotted up, there's supposed to be two coming out, but the other one doesn't want to come out to play. So you know what, it's alright, be that way. Now onto my face. The first thing I tried was their brow product, and this is basically their version of the Anastasia Dip Brow. Just as pigmented, but it's a whole lot more affordable. I would never use a product like this to do my entire brow. I either use products like these to fill in my brows or to outline my brows, never both, because they just always come out looking so bold and sometimes harsh depending on, you know, just how hard you go. So I always use stuff like this, one or the other, but you know, I'm no stranger to products like this. I have this one now, which I'm going to continue to use. Just got to figure out which one I would rather do outline or fill in. I have one from e.l.f. and you know, I've had the one from, and I probably still have that one from Anastasia Beverly Hills. So should you go for this if this is the type of brow product that you like? Absolutely. Now for the trio, I felt like this could have been a little bit more pigmented, but I mean, it still shows up on me, even the transition shade, which I can't say that for some of the other products that I've tried before. But like I said, I feel this is best for, you know, those quick makeup, work, or no makeup type of looks. They have other colors of this and actual colorful eyeshadows. I think there's a blue, orange or something like that. So these are great for those quick makeup looks. Now for the primer, I mentioned before that I felt like it would help because of how sticky it was with, you know, my makeup attaching to it. I don't feel like that actually, you know, happens, but it did say that it would help with some shine control, and I think, you know, for this being day 4, this is the best that my face has looked when I came back. For the rest of the day, how many hours has it been? It's had to have been over like, what, 8 hours? So I don't remember what time I left for the day. I feel like this is the best that my face has done as far as oil control, even though I'm starting to look oily. Would I use that primer again? Probably not. You know, it's just one of those instances of, you know, I've tried others that I liked more, so I'll probably just continue using. It's just one of those, you know, it was nice, but I didn't feel anything different about it that would make me switch it out for what I already used. Now for the foundation, you know, I was pretty orange before I left for the day. I think the rest of the products that I put on my face kind of helped balance that out, but I think even now you can still kind of, you know, see some of that orange undertone there. Now if that's the undertone that you look for in foundation, it's great, but you know, being a more neutral undertone, this is when finding a foundation can be quite the hassle. This is starting to feel like a foundation hunt week because of how foundation is going. But as far as the formula goes, I think it had a nice finish, but it's another one of those I didn't really see anything that would make me switch it out for anything else that I've tried. So for the concealer, this is for my minimal makeup wears. I feel like the people who, you know, put concealer just on their actual skin and just to maybe like get some dark circles out or something like that, and then just keep it pushing with the rest of their face, like that's who's going to like this concealer, because I was dipping into this thing trying to get it on my face and not much was happening there. So, you know, my full coverage concealer lovers, is this for you? No. Now for the setting powder, this is obviously a banana setting powder, and I think I've already said enough this week how I feel about banana powders. However, not a big however, I'm kind of digging this one. I liked how this looked once I did set my concealer, and I'm just kind of thinking, did I like it because it kind of helped balance out the orange of the foundation, or do I like it just because I like it? So this is one of those, we're gonna have to try this, you know, one more time to see how we truly feel about this, but I don't know, I just kind of liked the finish of this. So I used their pressed powder to set my entire face, and I'm kind of digging it. Like I mentioned, this is the maddest my face has been coming back this week, and it's also, you know, a skin tone powder to set your entire face, so I'm here for this. You know, this and the one that I tried yesterday from LA Girl, the pressed powder, I probably would not have picked those two up on a regular, you know, shopping basis, but I'm kind of happy that I did because I like them both. For the contour palette, what much else do I have to say about that? I've literally talked about that for years here on my channel. I am a powder contour type person. You know, I got oily skin over here, and that is the one that I use for a more subtle type of contour. Y'all know I use the BH Cosmetics in collaboration with It's My Ray Ray for a just like you gonna see this contour today type of contour, but that one is perfect if you like a subtle contour. If you like a harsh, not harsh, but you know what I mean, if you liked a more, you know, prominent contour on your face, then you can certainly get that with that as well. The highlights in that one is great. They do have different versions, so that one was medium to dark, and I believe they have one for fair to medium, so make sure you check those out. And I think the only thing left are the two lip products that I used, first being the lip sculptor, which I'm all the way here for. I need to go back and get some other colors. Do you see the pigments on this thing? Do you? My lips literally look like how they looked before I left for the day. The only thing is it was kind of weird, you know, like putting it on, because if you didn't see it when I was putting it on, I was trying to get like the angles to go along with my lips, but you know, you can obviously figure that out, and it does kind of help with the sharp angles that it has, you know, making sure you get up like right along the edges of your lips for like a really precise application there. And for the perfect tone, the liquid matte that I put right in the middle, I did a whole video on those, and that color specifically I feel like is a really good one for dark skin or deeper, to use if you do want to, you know, brighten up some colors if you're mixing colors on your lips. I think that like that's a great one that I would use with Dose of Colors, or, you know, what's that other one? Be Elegance Triple Fudge Brownie. Like, you guys know I like mixing lipsticks together, so I think that's a nice nude for darker skin. And I feel like I'm forgetting about it. So that is it for everything that I put on my face. Now for my thoughts on the entire brand. You know, there were some misses, and some misses that were quite a bit of a... This is a brand that's very person of color friendly, so, you know, gotta love it for that. But I just kind of want to see more, I guess, from the brand. It's been around forever, and it's just kind of like, where's the hype? And I know some of that falls on us as consumers. If you want to see it hyped up, you got to hype it up yourself by, you know, purchasing it and word of mouth and all of that. But even the brand itself, I'm just kind of like where's the hype with what you put out? I think they're going through some type of like rebranding or something, so I hope, you know, like with all of that, and, you know, with other people starting to talk about it, like it can get the hype that it should have out there, because again, you know, it's filling in that market of, you know, where companies leave out a whole demographic of people, and it's showing that it's shown with their own products that, you know, they have the pigment to be there, they have the products that can be there, so it's just kind of like something's not connecting here, and I want it to connect, because again, like I said yesterday about LA Girl, this is one of those brands that has potential, but it just sounds weird. I couldn't find my phone, but the notifications can still go off. Like I said yesterday with LA Girl, it's one of those, you know, it has potential brands, but that sounds weird to say when it's a brand that's legit been around forever, but it is still one of those brands that has potential to grow into a mainstream brand, you know, a brand you can get in Ulta or stuff like that. So yeah, I just want to see more of that. So that's it for this video. I hope seeing this stuff on my face and hearing some of my thoughts has helped. If you want to try out anything from this brand, make sure to thumbs up, comment, and subscribe down below. Make sure to tune in for tomorrow's video, because it's gonna be an interesting one. And yeah, thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Before anyone tries coming for me, it literally says understones, not undertones. Okay, I can read. I'm not sure if that's like a typo or something, or if it's supposed to say that. It's huge. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. If I cut myself, they dead owe me a finger. Safety sealed for my protection, but it's literally almost cost me a finger, like twice.